Welcome to EWG Mercury. I'll be your host this evening, Paul Lapado. Thank you for tuning in. Today we'll be talking about all things vegan. Now before we start, we have a little video introduction. Enjoy.
Veganism is on the rise, but is it actually healthy? Dun dun dun. Hey everyone, Lacey Green here for D News. In 2009, 1% of the US population was vegan, and in 2012, that number jumped to 2%. Okay, maybe that seems like a small number, and it is, but it is quite a bit of growth for only 3 years. Veganism is a diet which excludes all meat and all animal products. No chicken, no fish, no milk, no eggs, cheese, yogurt, you get the idea. With veganism becoming more popular, there are a lot of people asking, is veganism healthier? Is eating meat bad? Am I slowly killing myself? Let's take a look at the science. But before that, a quick note, this is an area of research that's very politicized. That means you're going to find studies that directly conflict each other. They find the exact opposite thing. And there are studies that draw conclusions that don't match what they found. This tends to happen when research is funded by groups interested in promoting their own agenda. So, as always, gotta be a critical thinker. So is veganism healthy? The short answer is yeah, dude. Veganism can be one of the healthiest ways to eat. Vegetables, fruits, whole grains, beans, nuts, and seeds. These are all vegan staples that make your body happy. They can provide all the nutrients, yes, even protein that you need, all without a ton of calories, salt, sugar, and harmful fats. Plants are good for you, they're great for you, and they will help your body to thrive. The Oxford Vegetarian Study done in the 80s, which is one of the largest done on vegetarians and vegans to date, found that vegetarians and vegans had lower rates of cholesterol and were at a lower risk for heart disease. After adjusting for variables like...
Well, you put together an all-star panel. We're going to start with Mr. Mastriani. Please introduce yourself.
Tom Mastriani, vegetarian, runner.
I am Alex Phillips. I'm a student here. I eat a lot of meat and I play tennis.
I'm Noah Drusilla. I'm a vegan and I'm a Pisces, just in case anyone is looking for love.
I'm Marcus Simnini and I'm just a normal student here. Got nothing else to say.
I'm Mia. I'm a vegetarian and I didn't know we started including interests in the intro.
As you just heard, we have two vegetarians on our panel, so I'd like to turn to them first.
And a vegan.
And a vegan. I'd like to see how their experiences have shaped their lives so far.
Well, I grew up a meat eater until I went on I ate a nice rare roast beef grinder, loved rare steak. Went on a hike, felt ill at the top of the hike and said I am no longer eating red meat. So I gave up pork and beef. The next year I gave up chicken, and then I went to Mystic Aquarium and gave up fish.
And now here you are.
And here I am.
So do you have an experience similar to that you'd like to share?
Yeah, I had a really mean cousin growing up who taught me how chicken nuggets became a thing when I was like 4, and I cried a lot, and now here I am at 17.
And now here you are at 17. Now Noah, you're the only true vegan on the panel today, so I think your perspective is going to be really interesting.
I really hate anything that tastes good, so I decided to not eat really anything, but I feel like, I'm one with Mother Nature. This is her planet, and I shouldn't use anything that other animals need. No eggs, no milk, anything that comes from an animal. I'm one with the animals. I don't like to use what they need.
Okay.
I'm just laughing because I'm thinking other people are so mean to animals and I'm not. That's why I'm laughing.
All right, so on the complete opposite side of the spectrum, we now have Alex Phillips, who claims that he really enjoys eating meat. So, would you like to talk about that?
Well, I do recognize that there are some health benefits to eating less meat or even no meat, but I really just like meat because it tastes good for the most part. Also, it's pretty convenient as a meal, and I tend to get hungry a lot as a growing boy. So that's basically why I eat a lot of meat, but I would be willing to change my perspective on that.
So convenience was just brought up. So now the vegetarians, do you have any problems getting food when you go out to eat? Is that ever an issue for you guys?
It's a life of appetizers. You gotta order sides or a salad because there aren't a lot of vegetarian places, and typically it's a little more expensive to eat healthy and eat out without getting meat. but it's not like it's putting much of a dent on my life. I'm fine without it.
All right, Mr. Mastriani.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, obviously I have more experience being a vegetarian over a longer span, and 10 years ago, you couldn't find anything really except for French fries or something like that. But now, most places will have at least a veggie burger, but and you can always find a way to get vegetarian food somewhere, and you tend to know where the restaurants are that work for your diet. And I mean, it's the same with gluten-free or any other sort of specialized diet. You figure out where you can go and who's willing to cater to your needs, and then they get your business.
Fair enough. Now, Marcus, how does this lifestyle sound to you as a non-vegetarian?
I don't know. I pretty much will eat anything. I'm pretty adventurous when it comes to that stuff. So I don't know. I don't think I could be a very good vegetarian, but I think that along with vegetarianism, there's veganism too. And Mia and I were talking a lot, and she was saying that there's a lot of like health risks actually to being a vegan.
I don't agree with that.
Oh well,
Ever
I'm
heard
sorry.
of kidney stones?
I am the picture of health. If you look at this sickly pale glow.
Well, in our next segment, we're going to talk all about the
okay.
health benefits and what you're saying not health benefits. So we're going to get to all of that.
Tons of
now, Noah, being a vegan, do you envy the lifestyle that Alex lives at all? He gets to eat meat. He gets to eat a lot of different things that you could never even dream about.
Does a man of God envy people who live in Sodom or Gomorrah, Paul? No. Because I know I am on the right path. And I respect Alex that he eats meat.
Thank you.
At times, I stray and I'd like a burger, but I just tell myself I can't do that. And I respect his right, but I cannot agree with him. And no, I'm very content with my lifestyle. Proud of it.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad to hear it. Well, that's it for this half of the show. Please stay tuned. We have a quick commercial break. We're going to come back, and things are going to get a little more heated. So stay tuned.
So when you get your quad fixed, you'll probably be riding this weekend. Or riding soon. Dude, that's massive. Dude, crap, man. I gotta go to my car. All right, I'll catch you later. Alright, see you.
When two worlds collide, it's not always a good thing.
Texting while driving, it really can't wait.
Thanks for staying with us. I'm Paul Padua. We're back at the Mercury, and Mia's going to talk about her experience, her brief experience as a vegan.
Yeah, well, like I said earlier, I've been a vegetarian for a while, and when I started to learn more about the dairy industry and how it goes hand in hand with the meat industry and being just very cruel towards animals, I decided I wanted to try veganism. But in the brief, I think it was a little over a month that I tried it, I felt really sick just all the time because it takes a lot out of your body to become a vegetarian and to cut that much of your diet out. And then even with the supplements I took, I don't know, I actually got tested for anemia while I was a vegan because I ended up feeling so sick, and my doctor even noticed that there was a difference in just how I felt, how I looked, and I don't know, it takes a really big toll on your body, as Noah could tell you.
Noah, would you like to tell us?
It does, like I said, the sickly pale glow. I have very brittle bones. I have trouble concentrating. I live truly a terrible health life. Truly awful. My arms break every morning and my legs break every night. It feels as if I have glass bones, paper skin. But it's worth it for the animals. It is totally worth it.
I was gonna say, if you watch, like documentaries like Food Inc. or something, you really see the reality behind a lot of how food is made, and they're, like Mia said, it's pretty cruel to the animals a lot of times, and it's just kind of shocking to see stuff like that.
This opens up the debate: is saving the animals, is that worth harming yourself? Because that's essentially what you're doing.
One part of that debate that I don't see brought up very often is how different food industries impact the people farming the foods and the people bringing the foods to you. As I understand it, farming plants for their food can be very harmful to the people who are actually doing the farming,
Like
as opposed
like
to
Monsanto.
farming. As opposed to farming animals in as livestock. just something that I don't see brought up enough, and something that I feel like is worth mentioning.
Well, it definitely is brought up a decent amount because, like Noah even said, Monsanto, other big companies, they do put a strain on small farmers. And then, you know, it's just like farming in general, it's a difficult business. So regardless of it being difficult for them, it could be easier to have a farm for livestock. But if the livestock is being mistreated, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't care how hard your job is. The way you treat animals, for it to be easier, it shouldn't happen.
So let me ask you, what would you like to see change from this point forward in the farming industry?
Just like, obviously, it's always going to be, meat is going to be produced. It's not like that industry is ever going to go away, but just the general treatment of animals, like pig cages are a thing. Like, free-range chickens, it just means that they're in a large coop. Even if they're not in a cage, they're still way too many. It's overcrowding. They don't get the care that they need, and then we're still eating it? Huh?
Now, Marcus, you are not vegan, not vegetarian, but you seem to care about the animals.
Yeah, like I said, I'm going to bring up Food Inc. again. Like, there's some pretty crazy stuff in that film where you see, like chickens cooped up, and they're also being given, you know, these kinds of chemicals that make them even bigger so they can produce more meat, but you're eating those chemicals when you eat the chicken and such, which is kind of shocking to see, you know, like why that hasn't been more widely spread, I guess. Like, a lot of people I know haven't seen that documentary, so I don't know.
Great film.
It is a great film.
So, Mr. Mastroni, what would you like to see?
Well, kind of go back to the point of the vegetable farmer and the workers being harmed. They can make decisions, right? Whether they choose another job or not. That is something, an industry they choose to be in. Livestock, the food you eat, the meat you eat, they are sentient beings as well as humans. Just because they cannot communicate with us doesn't mean they should be mistreated. It's not telling us that it hurts. Well, you're ripping the skin off of cattle while they're still alive to get the most freshest meat. So imagine if someone said, well, you know, we're hungry and we vote you're the one we're going to eat. So while you're still alive, we're going to rip all your skin off because that'll be the best tasting meat for us. I mean, that's what the industry does. So, and humans will say, well, we've always eaten meat. That's what we're supposed to do. No, we need to evolve as a race and as a species. And I truly believe 100 years from now, people will look back at me, but I can't believe humans ever ate meat. I mean, I think that is where society is going.
To play devil's advocate, what if putting these regulations on farmers would cause them to lose their farms? Because that is happening around our country already, and that's without regulation. So if you're protecting the animals, I think that would severely hurt our farming industry. I don't know if you guys like to weigh in on that or not.
I mean, it's kind of similar to what I was saying to Alex earlier. Like, yeah, it would be awful if they lost their farms, and I do feel sympathy, but not as much sympathy as I feel towards, like Mastriani said, the animals who are being abused, basically. It doesn't matter if they eventually will die. While they are alive, they're being abused. Farmers can find other jobs, and yeah, it would be awful if they had to change their whole way of life, but they still have a life where they're not being tortured. I honestly don't really care that much.
Just as some type of balance maybe should be found.
I mean, it would be awesome if a balance could be found, if they could find a way to keep their farms and if animals could not be abused. But if they want to keep taking the techniques that they use to get the meat so that they can make a profit, and if it's about the profit, I don't think that's going to happen.
I think that the next logical step would probably be to get some legislation passed so that stuff like ripping skin off could not be a thing anymore, because that's pretty crazy, honestly.
Fat cat beef lobbyists, though.
There's going to be two sides to every argument, so unfortunately that's all we have time for today. Thanks for sticking with us. This has been EWG Mercury, and we're signing out. We'll see you next time.